Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Nicola D'Zoiza. As usual, let's start off with a look at your headlines. Minister of Health says that the country's health sector is in turmoil because local doctors and nurses are employed overseas. Number of complaints related to violation of election laws rises to 56. Provincial councillor who made a teacher kneel granted bail. First off in local news, the 31 Indian fishermen who were arrested in seas off Mullaitivu on the 30th of July have been placed under remand custody until the 21st of this month.
The fishermen were remanded after they were produced before the Trincomalee magistrates yesterday. The fishermen were arrested by the Sri Lanka Navy on the 30th of last month while engaging in illegal fishing activities in the seas off Mullaitivu.
Meanwhile, Sri Lankan High Commissioner in India, Prasad Karyawasam, says the most appropriate action that should be taken in order to prevent Indian fishermen falling into custody is for the Indian authorities to take steps to prevent fishermen from violating Sri Lankan maritime laws. He made this comment at a discussion held at the Indian Ministry of External Affairs with its officers yesterday.
The situation is a result of large number of Indian fishermen fishing in Sri Lankan waters, in the northern waters, and therefore, in the face of protest by Sri Lankan family fishermen, Sri Lankan authorities are compelled to take action to deter Indian fishermen from fishing in Sri Lankan waters. Sri Lankan fishermen are now protesting that their valuable fish catch as well as their fishing terrain has been destroyed by this large number of Indian fishermen fishing in our waters. So the issue is actually humanitarian for both sides, livelihood issue for both sides. Both countries are concerned about it. And of course, solution for this is that Indian authorities must prevent Indian fishermen from fishing in Sri Lankan waters, and then they are taking action towards that. But in the meantime, the Sri Lankan authorities are compelled to take deterrent measures to prevent Indian fishermen from taking the fish catch of Sri Lankan northern fishermen, Sri Lankan family fishermen, who have been deprived of their catch.
Meanwhile, former Provincial Councillor Ananda Sarath Kumara, who was charged with making a teacher kneel in the Navagathama Navodaya school in Putlam, was granted bail today. Bail was granted when the suspect was produced before the Anamadua Tourist Magistrates Court. Putlam Magistrate and District Judge Ranga Disanayaka released Ananda Sarath Kumara on 2 sureties amounting to 500,000 rupees each. The magistrate also ordered that the suspect appear before the Nagathagama police at 9:30 am every day until the case is heard. The Nagathagama police submitted to court that the suspect had not intimidated the witnesses in the case. The case will be taken up again on the 28th of this month. Moving on, Minister of Health Maithripala Sirisena says that the country's health sector is in turmoil because local doctors and nurses are employed overseas. The minister made this statement at a function in Kurunagala yesterday.
The event was held under the auspices of the health minister to grant appointments to 109 nurses who graduated from the Kurunagala nursing school.
අද අපේ රටේ 17000ක් පමණ රාජ්‍ය සේවයේ අපේ ආයතන තුල වෛද්‍යවරු ඉන්නවා. නිදහස් අධ්‍යාපනයෙන්
Today there are around 17,000 doctors serving in local institutes in the state sector. There are around 10,000 doctors in various parts of the world, either employed or studying after obtaining free education in Sri Lanka. So because of this, the country is facing a crisis in the health sector. In order to provide a proper service, we do not have a substantial group from both factions. Today there is a bigger crisis of a shortage of nurses than doctors.
Still in local news, the Elections Secretariat says that the number of complaints related to violation of election laws has risen to 56. The Secretariat added that 2 major complaints relating to violence was reported from the Mathale and Kurunagala districts. The most number of complaints relating to the violation of election laws have been reported from the Kurunagala district, with the number of complaints standing at 12. According to the Elections Secretariat, 10 complaints have been received from the Mathare district, 5 from the Kandy district, 3 from the Mullaitivu district and 2 complaints each from the Nuwara and Puttlam districts. Meanwhile, an awareness campaign was held for the candidates who will be contesting for the upcoming Provincial Council elections. This was held under the auspices of Deputy Elections Commissioner Bimal Indrajit.
Our correspondent said that all candidates were present to take part in this program, which was held in the Puttlam Municipal Hall. Candidates were made aware of the guidelines when contesting for elections and the consequences of violating election laws. Do not use state property, may they be vehicles or buildings, in a wasteful manner. It is illegal to display ballot papers.
Four dwellings near the 4th milepost of the Kalupalama region in Paliagoda have been destroyed owing to a fire. The police media unit said that the fire erupted at around 8 p.m. yesterday. Investigations have revealed that kerosene lamps have been used in these dwellings as electricity had not been provided to them. However, the police said that further investigations are being carried out into the fire as the real cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. The general public has been given the opportunity to view the Colombo Port Expansion project. The Sri Lankan Ports Authority said that they will be allowed to do so until the 13th of August. Accordingly, the general public will be able to view the port expansion project from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the 13th of August. The Sri Lankan Ports Authority said that steps have been taken to provide the necessary facilities for public viewing. To view the Colombo Ports Expansion project, the public should enter from Chaitya Road. 3 persons have been injured when a private bus plying from Colombo towards Bibila met with an accident in the Hapola region. Around 50 passengers were travelling in the bus when it met with an accident last night. Our correspondent said that 3 persons were injured in the accident. The accident, which occurred when it toppled across the road, obstructed vehicular movement along that road for about 2 hours last night. In other local news, a former UPFA member of the Wallavaya Pradeshya Sabha commenced a fast yesterday. The fast highlighted that a land owned by him has been transferred to the other persons by force.
Former member of the Wallavaya Pradeshya Sabha, H.A. Vijayratna, commenced the fast opposite the Mahavali Resident Business Management Office in Abilipitia. He said that a 3-acre paddy field belonging to his family in Angunakola Palasta has been given to another party by the Mahavali authorities in the area. Our land in Angunakola Palasta has been given to 2 persons. There are 6 brothers. The other brothers do not have anything. Who has given the land in this manner? It has been given by the Mahavali authority. The divisional office has prepared everything. Finally, I wrote letters regarding this problem, but to no avail. He said that he will continue the fast until the issue is resolved.
Meanwhile, a farmer from the Paduke area experienced a tragic loss when his harvest was destroyed by an unknown party.
This is a pepper plantation of A.D. Padmasri located in Ritigahena area in Pahatgama. His plantation produced a good crop of pepper in an 1.5 acre plot of land. However, an unknown group cut a number of pepper trees and destroyed his plantation last night. Padmasri said that 37 pepper trees were cut down. He said that an individual from the area is to be blamed for the destruction of his crops.
මාස කිහිපයක මහත් පරිශ්‍රමයකින් හදාගත් වගාව
In news overseas, the White House is bringing in NSA leaker Edward Snowden into the latest tit-for-tat with Russia. President Barack Obama is cancelling an upcoming meeting with his counterpart Vladimir Putin, in part due to Moscow's recently granted asylum for the former defense contractor. First in sports news, India's Supreme Court rejected the plea filed by India's Cricket Board challenging the Bombay High Court's order yesterday that termed a two-member panel probing the spot-fixing scandal in the IPL as unconstitutional. Let's take a look.
Petitioner and Secretary of Cricket Association of Bihar, Aditya Verma, told the reporters that the Supreme Court rejected the plea of the Board of Control for Cricket in India. Earlier on the 30th of July, the Bombay High Court had asked the BCCI to form a new probe panel. An internal probe panel comprising former judges Shuta, Balasubramanian and the then BCCI Secretary Sanjay Jagdale was constituted on the 28th of May to collect evidence and conduct inquiry into the spot-fixing fiasco. However, Jagdale disassociated himself from this panel and consequently the two judges submitted the report last month. In the report, this probe panel gave a clean sheet to the BCCI president and owner of Chennai Super Kings team, Narayanaswamy Srinivasan's son-in-law Gurnath Mayappan, and co-owner of Rajasthan Royals team, Raj Kundra. They were accused of indulging in irregularities in the 2013 edition of the cash-rich IPL.
Bringing you more sports, Professional Footballers Association boss Gordon Taylor has contradicted Luis Suarez by declaring that the striker does not have a clear £40 million buyout clause in his Liverpool contract. Taylor, chief executive of the Players' Union, says that the club are not obliged to sell Suarez.
The Uruguay international gave interviews to The Guardian and the Daily Telegraph on Tuesday, insisting that he had the legal right to force through a move to Arsenal, who saw a £40 million and £1 bid rejected on the 23rd of July. Liverpool have maintained that they only have to inform Suarez of any offers above £40 million and do not have to sell at that price. The 26-year-old said in his Guardian interview that Liverpool had promised him a year ago that he could leave if the club failed to qualify for the 2013 and 14 Champions League, adding, quotes, "And it is not just something verbal with the coach, but something that is written in the contract," unquote. But Taylor, whose organisation has been in touch with both player and club in an attempt to resolve the dispute, says that Liverpool have only agreed to negotiate with any club making a bid of more than £40 million. Suarez stated in his interview with The Guardian and The Telegraph that manager Brendan Rodgers had assured him he would be able to leave this summer if Liverpool were not in this coming season's Champions League.
Well, that's it for now. I'm Nicola De Zoisa for Newsfirst. Join us again at 1:55 on Live at 55 for the very latest.